Welcome to the Alphabet Zoop podcast.
Here we don't just spill the tea.
We slip the Zoop.
Mm.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Alphabet Zoop.
Today, we bring our fourth episode where we will discuss the tea. Okay,
Transgenders.
na.
Today, we are joined by a fellow 12th grader, yet he has accomplished many things such as going abroad for a conference about youth leaders, joining causes such as our organization, and many more. Let us welcome Alex De Leon. Yay!
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Well, thank you so much for joining our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We were actually kind of like having trouble finding somebody to join us, to guest for this episode, but like thankfully you saved the day. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Would you
You're
like
a
to
savior.
introduce yourself further?
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm 17. I'm a trans man, so I go by he, him. I'm not all that interesting. Like I've told these two a while ago, I play D&D.
What do you mean you're not interesting? You play D&D?
Oh my god. I'm
Mhm.
into too many aesthetics for it to be good for me. Too many.
Same.
Oh my
I think
god.
I think that's how I'll phrase it.
That's how we all feel.
Yep, that's so true.
But it's okay to try. I mean, if it makes us happy,
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
make it work.
Just look okay.
Let's talk about the difference between transgenders and transsexuals. So, first of all, Alex, you identify as a transgender, right?
Yes, I do.
So, would you like to define what it is for us to understand more?
Just a disclaimer, I'm not the best at words right now, but a transgender or somebody who is transgender is someone who was assigned a certain sex at birth and have always known or have come to identify as another one. So in my case, I was assigned female at birth, but then I have always known that I was at the very least non-binary or gender fluid, and then I came to realize that I actually identified as male.
Yeah, you explained it perfectly. What do you mean?
God.
Nice.
Thank you.
And well, transsexuals, according to our research, they're people
Again, like with a
that,
grain of
yes,
salt.
yeah, with a grain of salt. Because we're also not experts, but we just did our research on this.
Yeah.
And transsexual people also feel that they are not the gender which they were assigned at birth, but this often needs to be treated with medical intervention, including gender reassignment surgeries and hormone therapy. Yeah, so that's it. That's the difference between a transgender and a transsexual. It's the
Mhm.
hormone therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The medical
So yeah,
aspect.
basically, transsexual is like the post-op stuff.
Yeah.
Like the
Mm.
post-op identity, apparently.
I just want to ask you, are you considering hormone therapy?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
It will be difficult to do it here, but yeah. I haven't been diagnosed with anything yet, or not completely, which is why I can't go through hormone therapy.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
We've
Yeah.
discussed it like in a previous episode, right? Na for you to go through hormone therapy, you need to be diagnosed with body dysmorphia first and stuff.
Yeah.
By like, it's a process basically.
Yeah, it's a whole process. It takes too long, but
Oh, that's so
it's
hassle
to ensure
naman.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially with legality here.
Mm-hmm.
In the Philippines, it's extra hard. Well, hopefully it gets better, like in our country for this in the
Yeah,
future.
I
No?
hope so, which is why we're fighting this.
Yeah. So, well, regarding transgender, like being transgender, there's a really important thing that we have to discuss, which is pronouns. Like,
Pronouns.
yeah, we should normalize putting our pronouns in our bios or whenever we introduce ourselves.
Mm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you
Yeah,
think so?
definitely. I, I mean, in general, we should normalize it just so that more people feel more comfortable with using their pronouns. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I
Mm.
mean, it's an argument that's been brought up a lot lately. Everybody has pronouns. Not you don't only have pronouns because you're transgender or gender fluid or anything else. Everybody has their pronouns. It's just that with some people, the pronouns they use align with the identity that they have and the identity
Mm-hmm.
they were assigned. And
Yeah,
to
that's right.
avoid people being rude, you should be proud of the pronouns you
Mm-hmm.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you can
Uh,
avoid offending and disrespecting anyone's like identity
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
exactly.
I also have a few thoughts about this because, like, I believe that. Wow, I believe Miss Universe. Hello.
I believe.
I believe
Go with your
that.
Miss Universe answer.
Wait lang. But yeah, I think na this stigma about being non-cis, like being non-cisgender, it will never go away, like ever, because it's been ingrained to us na there's only boy and girl and nothing else, no in
Yeah.
between, or like one can go from the other. And I believe that the only way to get rid of that is to first accept it. Actually, wait, I'm gonna use this metaphor. Clothes have no gender, which is honestly, that's not true because clothes do have gender. Like
Mm,
there's definite feminine clothes and there's definite masculine clothes. Like pants are more masculine, skirts are more feminine. Like yeah,
yeah.
you can. That's been ingrained to us since we were born. And that won't go away in the near future. Like in any way possible. Like even if like we say that the clothes have no gender and like straight boys start wearing skirts as like a trend or some stuff like that,
Mm,
that's still just boys wearing skirts, which is still gendered because it's a masculine boy wearing something feminine. So there's still like that gender in it. So yeah, clothes still have gender. And for us to get rid of that notion in our heads, what we need to do is that first we need to accept that clothes do in fact have gender. And after that, we need to realize as well na even if they do have gender, we can transcend that. After we get that into our heads that it's not boy wearing girl clothes, like it's not that. Or like a girl wearing, like a smart suit that's masculine. Unless we understand that they clothes have gender and that once we realize as well that we can transcend those notions of gendered clothes, acknowledge that and realize that it's that's the point where we'll realize na it's just clothes. Like at that point
Yeah, it's
na
just
a
clothes.
boy wearing a skirt is just a boy wearing a skirt. A boy is not just it's like a guy. It's not even just a boy wearing a skirt. It's just a person wearing a skirt, or
Yeah.
it's just a person wearing like really good suit. Which by the way is I love a good suit.
yeah, I think people usually mix it up. Like people confuse clothes having no gender with clothes not having to have a certain gender assigned to them, or
Mm-hmm.
like it
Exactly. Yeah,
should.
that's my point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have an opinion on this. I don't know if it's gonna be bad or not, but like I like that clothes can be labeled as masculine or feminine because we can describe the clothes. But then it doesn't mean that because it's a feminine clothing doesn't mean that only females can wear it. Like
Yeah.
males can also wear it.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the yeah.
So
I
like
People
mean, like
need
I
to
have trans
realize that.
friends, I have trans guy friends, and they wear skirts all the time, whether or not it's for cosplay, and
mm-mm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like it can be seen as feminine, but they definitely identify as male, and it doesn't affect them. So
Yeah.
Exactly. We need to realize that as a human society or as
As a
humanity,
society, we
as a
one brain.
yes,
oh,
oh my god,
one brain.
one
Oh
singular
no.
brain cell.
Mhm. And yeah, like again, like applying it to what we were talking about before, like pronouns. Like there's masculine and feminine pronouns, and
Mm,
once we realize na a biological male can use feminine pronouns, and like vice versa.
Mm.
Once we realize na that there's still that distinction between a masculine and, like, biological sex, and we realize that we can transcend that as well. Then that's gonna be like the notion of, pronouns being only for the LGBTQ community, or it's, yeah, basically that. It's like that's gonna be
Yeah.
thrown out na rin, because,
Mm-mm.
sometimes you just need to realize what's wrong for it to go away, 'di ba? Sometimes it's just
Yeah.
that easy.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, we should pretty much
We have a lot to
normalize
go through.
people that don't conform to the pronouns of the
Mm-hmm.
gender they were assigned to at birth,
Yeah.
because it promotes acceptance instead of alienating that person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Inclusive, especially of people who use they them,
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because they have their own struggle.
that's true. And this actually leads to the topic of misgendering. Like,
Ah.
misgendering usually occurs due to cishetes or cisgenders, but it still happens within the community, either mistakenly
Mm-hmm.
or on purpose.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll give a quick guide to those that are new to this in order to avoid it. So,
Ahem,
Cole, would
ahem.
you like to say?
Turfs.
Oh my god, terms, I hate them.
I'm sorry, I don't know what those are.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so as a quick explanation, TERF stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. And it's
Oh,
basically feminists who are like,
Quote
yeah, we
unquote
support women.
feminists.
Yeah, feminists, they're just like, oh yeah, we support women, but like trans women, you're not actual women, which is,
Mm-hmm.
so fundamentally wrong because of course they
Yeah.
are, and they need that support too.
So after that, we kind of talked about a certain British author and some very, very problematic tweets, and somehow we kind of got into the topic of sexuality, because we know we need to make that distinction between gender identity and sexual orientation. So yeah, back to the podcast.
well, actually, now that we're on this topic, you're a trans man, right? But
Yes.
what's your sexuality? Are you attracted to?
Too difficult to explain, so I'm attracted to people. People will usually call that pansexual. I'm not sure what label I want to go under, but I
Yeah,
like
sure. You can,
I like
That's
women, I
fine.
like men, I like people who are non-binary or gender fluid.
you can be sexually ambiguous, as people call
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Mm,
that.
yeah.
There's an identity that I stumbled across that people have found problematic, but it's kind of descriptive of what I am. It's abrosexual, which is basically like gender fluid but for sexuality. So my
Oh,
sexuality
Oh.
is very fluid. It changes a lot.
Mm.
So
oh, I get it. You explained it well.
thank you. Uh, I hope I do.
You do. So, well, back to the topic of, misgendering. To those that didn't catch up, that wasn't we're able to catch up, even if we've
Yeah.
been talking about this for quite a while.
Mm.
Textbook definition. The textbook
Mm.
definition is to refer to someone, especially a transgender person, using a word, uh, especially a pronoun or form of address that does not correctly reflect the gender in which they identify. So, to treat a transgender person with respect, you treat them according to their gender identity instead of their assigned gender at birth. So, a
Mm-hmm.
transgender woman should be referred to as she or her, while a transgender man should be referred to as he and him. Yeah.
And if you're unsure, use they them. It will not
Mm-hmm.
hurt you to use they them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, instead of assuming, you just might as
Mhm.
well say they them if you can't ask. Yeah. So, what is gender identity? It is how you acknowledge your own gender, whether you are a man, a woman, or another gender. We actually talked about this a while ago with your friends, Alex. Like, they're
Oh
male, like
yes.
they identify as men, right? Men,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they still wear skirts. So this leads
Yeah.
to gender expression, because gender identity is different with gender expression.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cole, would you like to explain gender expression?
Basically, gender expression is how one presents himself, either, like, more masculine, more feminine, or more androgynously, like in terms of like hairstyle. Like if you see mine right now, it's very androgynous. Like,
Yeah.
okay, wait. But wait, I'm gonna do it after. But yeah, one time one of my friends, like I tied my hair back like this, like this,
Uh-huh.
like partless, that but like I still have this
Like half
part.
up.
You look like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
belong in a band.
True. Oh my god, that's so true.
But yeah, one of my friends said to me that I like she saw me like wearing my hair like this, and she was like, "Oh, that's cool. You look both masculine and feminine at the same time." And
Oh.
she was right, and I was like super pleased with myself
Mm.
because see, look, it's both masculine and feminine.
You're
Like
right.
it has both, like an
Yeah.
aura of both, which I love. That's why I like putting my hair
That
like
look
this now.
so good.
Mm-hmm. Because
Mm-mm.
especially like this part where my hair goes like that.
Mm.
I just love it so much.
You can do this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
Also, yeah, like again, yeah, like it's just not just in hair, like it's also in clothing, but like
Mhm.
even like behavior, like that's part of
mm,
your gender expression. That's why in
true.
Sogi, like it's sexual orientation and sexual orientation and gender
Identity.
identity and
And
expression. It's
mm,
separate. It's two
yes.
different
Mm.
things. And
Mm-mm.
yeah,
So actually, um, would you
Yes.
consider your gender expression to be more masculine or feminine?
I'm lucky that my expression does line up with my identity. So I'm usually more masculine, but there are days where I'm like, oh, I'd look cute in a skirt or a crop top, and
Oh,
and yeah, there are like
same.
yeah.
very certain days, but yeah,
No, I
for
like
the
that.
most part, my expression is very masculine.
I
Mm.
would love to own like a good crop top, but I don't.
You know, honestly, I
Good.
get that. I have a crop top that looks really good, looks really cute on me, but it has my dead name on it. So
Oh,
it's like, oh,
replace
it
it
was
with
given
your
to me.
new one.
Yeah, just like Alex.
Cross it out and put Alex.
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
Hmm?
that's actually a neat idea.
What?
Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh
actually
my
like
god, wait.
embroidering the design of like you're gonna like embroider a design of like the
Mm.
crossing out your dead name, and then like maybe like
Oh my
some
god.
felt paint of like what your like with
Okay, okay.
We're
and
a
that,
Okay,
oh
brand new
my
okay.
god.
crop top.
Yes! Oh my god, thank you, bless. I can
Yeah.
actually wear it now.
That's
Oh my god.
that's
Oh
such a
my
cool
god,
concept.
Yeah, oh my god, I
my
can
one
actually
brain
do it.
cell is thriving.
We're sharing one brain cell, like all the
Yes.
three of us.
Yes.
We're sharing it.
One brain cell.
One brain cell.
You know, I
Mhm.
actually want to make a clothing brand, and like
Ooh, oh my
it's
god.
gonna be more
Oh, is that
feminine.
why you said you
Anyone
want
can
to
wear
like
it.
is that
Uh,
why you said you wanted to go to business?
yeah,
Do it. Oh my god, I'll support you.
yeah, and like I'm gonna promote like it's a feminine clothing brand, but like anyone can wear it. Even the models,
Mhm.
there can be some guy models too. So yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-mm. So basically, regardless of gender expression, we must refer to others according to their gender identity or their pronouns to avoid misgendering them. So, in case some of you in the listeners don't know why misgendering is bad,
I mean,
here we go.
So many reasons.
Alex, would you like to take care of this?
Sure. One of the biggest problems with misgendering, especially for trans people, is that you are making their dysphoria worse. Even, okay, accidentally, most will understand, but it still does hurt when, I mean, even though I know I'm not out socially, it still hurts when somebody calls me a she, her. I know that it's difficult, especially with certain body parts of mine, but, you know, it usually tends to make them think about, oh, am I not presenting enough as the gender that I identify with, or do people just not see me as that? And then it usually makes them spiral, and that always goes bad. So if you really care about your friends who don't identify as what they were assigned at birth, please don't misgender them.
Yeah,
mm,
respect them.
yes. And also like a little sidebar. Like
Mm,
gender dysmorphia just doesn't just apply to trans people. Wait,
Yes.
yeah, it doesn't just apply to trans people. Like I also experience gender dysmorphia because one, I don't have and many feminine clothing. That's why when I really feel feminine and I have nothing to express that, I kind of feel down because eh,
Mm.
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I really love this hairstyle. Kaya natuwa ako talaga. Oh my God,
Oh.
kinilig talaga
Oh
ako
my
sa
god. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you look so good,
Oh,
TBH.
I wish our
It
listeners
suits you
could
so
see it.
well. Yeah.
But also like on the other side of the spectrum naman, like in general, I don't feel like masculine enough for like anything. Kasi like people have met me and I'm definitely more feminine. Yeah, like in general, like I act more femininely. Oh, another cool thing. Like Bernice kind of saw me dancing earlier when we
Oh
were like
yeah.
vibing Chloe
Oh my
X
god.
Haley. And that's actually dancing is when I really feel comfortable with my gender expression because if my dancing actually I'm really proud of it like even though like I'm not really good at it because my I mean relatively like when compared to like who I idolize and stuff like I'm not that but like I kind of feel good about my freestyle but yeah basically my style of dancing is like it's very fluid like me as well like I have sometimes I dance more femininely and sometimes and I dance more like not necessarily masculinely because I mean there's only like feminine dances there's not necessarily like masculine
Yeah,
dances
there isn't
Yeah.
really.
but yeah but my other side like what I feel like more identifies with my masculine side is when like because I kind of also like pop and lock a bit like
Same.
which is I really and you know what's great as well? Sometimes I can mix both.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
saw it a while ago.
Like somehow I can like both do like pop and locks as well as voguing. I know vogue. There's voguing aspects to my freestyle, which is like which is it's just it just brings out like a really happy place in me. And whenever
Yeah.
I do it, yeah, and that's why I also love like R&B songs because like R&B songs are like the perfect kind of songs for like my
Yeah,
style. That's
yeah.
why, oh my
Mm.
god,
Like,
Chloe X Haley
when
and
Cole's like
Beyonce.
happy doing his freestyle dance, I like
Mm.
expressing himself. Like, I caught him dancing a while ago and I was also so happy. It's so fun to watch when someone's really happy with
It
themselves.
agreed. Oh my god. And
Mm.
like I understand you completely because like I used to be a dancer. I used to take ballet classes and
Oh
like I
my
used to
god.
do that. Yeah. And then like after a while I because of scheduling reasons naman, I stopped ballet and then after that I got into hip hop. So dance kind of makes you feel genderless sometimes. Just like,
Yeah.
you're not male or
Yeah,
female or anything. You're a dancer and that's really what they care about.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
oh my god, I love that. Yeah, I love that as well. hmm
I try.
Dance is truly beautiful. And it's kind of like a shame. Actually, oh my god, all three of us are dancers here. Bernice is
Oh
also a
yeah.
dancer.
Really? Oh
Kind
my
of, but not
god.
one. I used to be.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's so
I
cool. We
tried
can
for a
relate.
year. Yeah.
Except I don't do freestyle. I'm only good at choreo. But like Cole.
That's we're
But
actually
that's
yeah
fair. That's
we're
fair.
actually kind of
Mm.
opposite in that aspect. Like I'm good at freestyle, and back then I kind of can do choreography, but now I just can't. I can't follow choreography
Oh.
at all.
I'm like in between you two. Like I need structure, but I don't need choreography per se. Like I need structure of like I'll do this at this time and then I'll just freestyle everything else.
So
Mm.
oh. Oh my,
Like
we're like a spectrum. We're just like
yeah,
Yes. Oh my god.
like what I
like
actually
this.
kind of do is like unless I know the song, I don't like I rarely freestyle to a song I don't know. That's why like songs I'm really comfortable with like what song like River by Bishop Briggs. Do you know that? Like, shut your mouth and dance
Oh
and
yeah.
Oh. Oh yes.
oh, that song. Like, I love that song. I'm really comfortable freestyling it because it. But it's because I've listened to it so many times. I can picture my in my head how I'm gonna do it, and that's what really gets me into like a freestyle zone. Like me being
Oh.
able to picture what I look like when I freestyle is when I really like when it really snaps in for me. Yeah, yeah, sure ko lang.
That's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, that
I
is
wish I
really
could
cool.
freestyle.
I get
Mm.
that. Oh my god. That struggle for years after ballet is just like, what's freestyling? All I know is like pirouettes, at like
Oh my god.
fifth beat.
Me with
I
Pep Squad. Because we can't
mhm.
freestyle then.
Oh yeah, you guys have to. I tried Pep Squad for 1 year and I
It's
could not
choreo. It's all
handle the
choreo.
schedule. Yes, it is.
True dance is actually kind of fun once you really get into it. Like,
Yeah.
Mm, diba? Like it's so active and like
Mm-mm. It's so
if you're energetic,
bouncy.
it's so perfect. Yeah. Oh my
You're
god,
just
it
like
was so.
bouncing all over the place.
Diba?
Like,
And people are just like, wow, that's so cool. I'm like,
aw. That's nice. That's nice. In my old school kasi they made fun of yung mga nasa Pep Squad.
but yeah, cheer
Well,
dance can be
yeah.
really fun. Honestly,
Mm-mm.
like it's me doing cheer dance when I was in grade 8 and grade 9 was honestly one of the more fun experiences of my high school life.
mm,
And I kind of miss doing it, but also kind of not because
yeah, yeah, it's
Okay. We've gone way off topic.
yeah.
yes, we have.
Okay, let's go back. We were talking about misgendering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So, have you ever experienced it firsthand?
I
Well,
mean,
obviously Alex probably has.
yeah.
Sadly.
Yes.
You
I
want to
think. I
share?
mean, yeah. I mean, it's happened on multiple occasions, and I really can't fault people because like a lot of aspects about me still do look really feminine. But I think it's also considering the country we're in, it's just we're not so. I mean, for a while, all of the countries were this way, but like especially since we're still in this country now, a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, you look feminine, so I'll call you girl." And like, if you tell me otherwise, that's a little weird. That's always the
Mm-hmm.
so it's
Mm.
for especially with a lot of older people, it's really difficult to be like,
Oh
"Please
yeah.
call me this thing or call me something else," or like there there's I very rarely correct people who I'm not close with because I know that it would be difficult to explain that I'm transgender, and then they'll ask like, "Oh, why haven't you gone through surgery yet?" And I'm like, that's a whole other issue.
Yeah. It's
So
an entire thing.
yes, it's an entire thing. I could talk to you about it for 4 hours and not be done, but like
I
that the bare
know.
minimum is just.
Well, they say it like having surgery is so easy.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah.
My
It's like
God, it's
I
not.
wish. I
Yeah, and you're
wish it
still like
was so easy.
17. How would they expect you
I
to,
know.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Their
And
expectations are so weird.
there's definitely like privileged, trans people who are able to transition early. But that
Mm-hmm.
again, that's exactly it. They're privileged enough to be able to have
Yeah.
supporting parents, and
Yes.
like
Oh my god, I
the
agree.
resources to be able to, start early.
Mm.
Diba?
Yeah, like I mean, I've heard stories of some trans guys in the states who like started their hormone therapy when they were like 16. And I was like,
Wow.
wow. I mean, like, yeah, when I found out when I was 16, I was like, I could be doing that right now, but I'm not because of so many restrictions.
Yeah.
It's being trans is like an experience, diba?
Mm.
Like it's a hard thing to discuss. After that, I brought up somebody I knew that was trans, and I mentioned how I really admired her. Because I could like even just knowing her from the standpoint that I know her, I could really see the passion in her pursuance of her career and being out and proud and all that stuff. And like we kind of got talking to about careers ourselves. And Alex also mentioned once that again he wanted to be a voice actor someday. And so yeah, this is hmm this is where that conversation is gonna start. And back to the podcast. But also you're going to UP, and
Yeah,
you want to be
you.
a
Yeah.
voice actor.
Yeah. I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. But like like the
We
thought crossed
believe
my
in you.
mind actually, like me being a voice actor of my own on myself, because like
It's really
I used to be
difficult.
really into animation, but like
Mm.
my voice is not versatile at all. Like the most I can do
That's fair. It is difficult.
Like the most like in this weird old man voice that I don't know if it's like like it
Oh my
goes from
god.
old man and it slowly transitions into just like a weird British person.
Oh,
Oh my god.
the inconsistency.
I love that. I love that.
I can't do any voice at all. I'm untalented in this
I'm
in this
sure you'll be.
aspect.
I can do some voices. I'm usually better at accents than voices.
Can
Like,
you do
I
a
mean,
sample?
uh, what is my best accent? Well, I can definitely speak in an Irish accent if you don't like.
Yes.
I'm going to fucking Guinness. Come on, let's go, boys.
Oh
No,
my
I'm
god.
not. It's.
To be sure, to be sure.
Cool. Ah.
Thank you. Ugh.
Honestly, like accents are so hard to master. Like honestly.
I think I can to like my very young anime days when I watched Italia first, because that's how I really got into like learning about the world, because it's about
Wow.
humanized countries, and then I got into accents, and then I got into voices. So
Okay, so after that, we got to talking about, different kinds of languages. And I happened to mention my cousin who apparently knew eight, which was highly impressive, of course. And these are, okay, just to, I'm not bragging, but this is like according to her what she knows. English, Norwegian, Tagalog, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, and German. And and like we kind of focused in on the German bit, and then like German is like close to Sweden, so we kind of like, yeah, our conversation went there, but it's still regarding language. Okay, I mean, this is probably not related to the podcast, but yes, okay, we veered off topic like a lot in this episode, so yeah, just okay, let's get back to the podcast again.
Oh
yeah,
wait.
I know how to say like
Yo.
one thing in Swedish, and it's I love you because I'm gay for my girlfriend, and that's kind of it.
You have a girlfriend.
Yes, I do.
Ah,
We've been together 6 years.
Okay, bye bye. Only single
6
people
years?
around.
That's so long.
Bye.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
admire that so
Oh,
much.
thank you.
Cole's just being bitter. Don't mind him.
Oh my god.
So your
I am what
girlfriend's
they call
from
an
like
old
Sweden?
hag.
No, oh god, no. Because we were into anime. We were into Italia. And I
Oh,
really
okay.
liked the character of Sweden. And she really liked the character of Finland. So I learned how to say I love you in Swedish, which is Jägas kaddag. And
Oh.
she learned how to say it in Finnish, which is I forgot.
Well, you can always ask her later.
Yeah. I swear I'm not a bad boyfriend.
Oh. No, you're a good boyfriend. I can tell. I can tell.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Ano all may jowa, no? Di ba?
Sana all.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Oh, y'all, we're bonding. We're not doing
Oh
a
my god.
podcast.
Ah, yeah! We're
Oh
way
my
off
god.
topic. Wait,
That's so true. I'm so sorry.
let's steer back.
Okay.
Back. Okay. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get any story submissions from other transgenders because, to be honest, it's not that common in the Philippines. But so we're really honored to have Alex here as our guest to tell
For
his
having
story
me.
about, being a trans man. Okay. So you can
I
start.
I don't know where to start, but I mean, I'm going to say that like a lot of people that I've told, they were initially, I mean, they were all very welcoming and stuff, but they were very shocked because, especially for the people who knew me as a kid, I was a very girly kid. Um, I mean, like, I really liked. Now I guess I'll describe it as that like I was really campy because I really liked dressing up, and like because I was a girl, dressing up usually meant wearing a dress. So I would wear a dress to like anything I could. And a lot of people, like when I told them like, hey, I'm transgender, I identify as male, they were like, have you always felt that way? And that always makes me think. And there is one specific moment in my grade school life where I was like, no, yeah, I think I've always been, at the very least, not cis. Because back then I made like a really bad drawing of a character that had a little bow,
Oh,
and then I drew a speech bubble, and that character said, "Hi, my name is Alex. I don't know if I'm a girl or a boy, but it doesn't matter." And like I don't know where that drawing is, but I think it's somewhere in my room. And
that's so cool. Like you still
That
have
is
it.
so cute.
yeah, I still
Cute.
have it. So like little me was like, don't know what I am, but that's fine.
So that's how you got your name.
Yeah. Well, for the purpose of this, I really don't mind sharing. So my full name is Luna Alexandra A. Canyal. So I got Alexander from Alexandra. And I still
Oh,
haven't thought of a good second name yet. So
Who needs
you know,
second name? Second name suck. Char.
I have a second name. Heck, you go.
I also do have a second name. Do you see what that says? It says
Oh
Cole
my
Christian.
You're a Christian.
oh my god. Oh my god.
Actually, you're not actually Christian.
Oh, same. I am agnostic.
I'm an
You know,
atheist.
Ooh, same.
I was actually confused with your name at first because I knew we were going to have a trans guest, but I didn't know if it was like a trans man or trans woman yet. So I really had to check.
Yeah.
I had to check like, okay, who's this? Alex. Alex can be a girl or a boy name.
Yeah, I think that's the most confusing part about my name.
So I really had to check because we have a background of our guests in our like script thing. So I had to check before I referred to you in the GC to ask about you. I had to check your pronouns. I had to be sure about it before I even mentioned you.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I mean, the
That's
second
fine. Don't
name
be
I want
sorry.
to definitely be a little more masculine, but I don't know what goes with Alexander either.
Hey, so it's me again. There's a lot of these in this episode. But basically, what's coming up is us finding out that Cara Delevingne and Halsey officially announced that they're dating, and uh, like ear warning because we were gonna get like probably a little bit too loud. And yeah, again, back to the podcast. Yeah, just like as heads up.
I'll
Wait,
think of
wait.
another Spanish name.
Wait. A little bit of news.
Yeah.
Halsey and Cara Delevingne announced that they are dating.
What?
What? What? Oh my god! Oh my god, wait, that makes me so happy. That makes me so unbelievably happy. What? Oh my god, Queens. Sorry, what? Oh my god, wait.
I'm searching it. I want to see.
Same.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
send the
god,
link.
you're kidding me. Halsey, as in Halsey and
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Ah!
Oh my god! Oh my god! This makes me so happy. Oh my god! Congratulations! I love them. They're beautiful. I love them.
Oh my
Just a little
god.
sidebar.
Oh my god! That made me so happy. Oh my god!
They look so happy.
Yeah, they do. Ah, they're so
Oh
cute.
my god.
What the hell?
You know, I
How-
never expected them like to even know each other.
Same. I didn't think they knew
Me
each
too.
other. And
Yeah,
then it's like,
they barely have any interactions.
yeah.
How did this happen?
Oh my god.
But like, it's a surprise, but it's a happy surprise.
I'm so okay.
Kidding.
I just yeah.
Okay. So yeah, continuing. You're sorry that you're drawing
Yeah, my,
your name. That's how
my
you got your
drawing and
name.
like yeah. Or
Yeah.
yeah, actually.
Hmm.
Like when I thought about it. After I finally when I finally settled on the name Alex, I was like, oh yeah, this thing happened in grade school. Whoa, I've never been cis? What? And that blew my mind.
You blew your own
That
mind.
I
That's a new level.
didn't know. Yes. That's a new level of meta. But yeah, so how I came to terms with it was, I hate to make it sound like it is, but to be truthful, it did stem from social homophobia that was debunked later on, of course. But like
Oh.
there was a while since I wasn't sure about what my gender really was, that I would just identify as a girl because that's what I was assigned. And then I would also identify as I identified as lesbian for a little while, and I mean, at the time that was perfectly fine with me because that's what I thought I identified as. But then after that, there would obviously be people who would be like, "Oh, you can't be lesbian." And I was like, "Why not?" But then, I mean, obviously, I love lesbians. Y'all are amazing. Women are great.
Yeah, women are
but
great.
yes. But yeah, a lot of people would ask me like, "Oh, are you sure that you're not, you're not a boy and stuff like that?" And that did actually. I mean, I was already thinking about like, what if I don't identify as a girl and I can't be a lesbian? Uh, but yeah, that kind of forced me or pushed me into thinking about my gender, which I had been putting off a lot, admittedly. So it was better for me that I thought about it. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I definitely don't like my chest, and I feel like there's something missing down there. And then later on, that stemmed into, wow, I actually am really uncomfortable in this body. Like, this isn't a body that I identify with. So that was how I slowly started accepting myself as trans. And
Oh,
then it was really scary too at first, because like when I had finally accepted like, oh, I'm trans, when I told people, the first question they would ask is, are you going to go through with surgery? And like at the time, me being like in 7th grade, I was like, I don't know, can't you guys give me more time? So
yeah.
that was a little iffy for a while. And then 8th and 9th grade, I was like, okay, trans. But
Oh,
yeah,
but
and then after my crisis, I was basically like, no, yeah, I definitely feel male, and I do not like the body I'm in, and like for for honesty, I have cried myself sometimes to sleep about like, oh, I don't like, I feel so uncomfortable in this body, I don't want to be in it anymore, I want to
mm,
change it and stuff like that. And
yeah,
that's common enough with dysphoria.
it's.
So
I was just gonna say it's really hard to be
mhm,
uncomfortable in the body that you're living with, because you're
yeah,
stuck with it, unless
yeah.
surgery,
And so
you can't yet.
mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, after that, I like there was. I think most trans people have the experience, or like, yeah, most people who aren't cis will have the experience of like, okay, maybe I can test out new pronouns, ask people to call me that, and see how I feel about it. And I knew from the moment. I mean, socially transitioning is still really awkward. At first, when people would refer to me as he, I'd be like, oh, I don't know if that's correct. But like, it would always make me feel a different kind of joy. And then
Mm,
now, since I'm more comfortable with it, and my friends are the amazing friends that they are,
oh,
whenever
that's good.
they're, but yeah,
Mm,
whenever they're talking to people who know that I'm trans, they'll be like, oh yeah, Alex, he's over there, and it's normal. Like it's
mm.
normal for them to call me a he. It's normal for myself to refer to myself as he in front of them. It's really nice.
Yeah, I like how it's normalized in your friend group. It's so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Because
soft.
none of us are cis or straight.
Oh, to have a non-cishet friend group.
Yes.
I'm
this
sorry,
this
guys. I'm
honestly
sorry to all my friends. I'm
I'm
sorry that I
honestly, the
soft
exist.
this
cisest
man.
straightest in my group is my girlfriend, and like we started dating when I identified as a girl. So yeah,
Oh, wait, wait. So your girlfriend is like in your friend group too?
yeah. We were friends
Oh,
before we were together, and
oh, I like it.
we just we were in 6th grade. I was like, hey, I have feelings for you, and then she was like, oh, okay, and I have feelings for you too, and then things got a little complicated, but then we got together.
Aw, I like listening to love stories.
Fuck
Thank you.
you for being not cis.
So sorry.
You are blessed.
Yes, I
You
am.
are blessed.
Yes.
Oh wait.
Hey God.
I really admire how you were trying to figure it out by yourself. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, continuing. I was just asking Alex if anyone helped him during, those times when he was trying to figure out if he was trans or not.
That is a little difficult because there were definitely people who would push me. I mean, like there were people who I would talk to, and then none of them really knew. I mean, like, none of them were trans, so none of them could really give me any advice. But whenever it'd be like, oh, I don't know if I'm this or that, they'd just be like, oh, I'm sure that you'll figure it out. They'd always be comforting,
Aw.
but it was, yeah. But there was never somebody I could go to for advice. So
Mm.
it was mostly a personal journey
Everyone was there, like, to,
to
they're pretty
comfort me.
supportive actually, and I like that.
Yes, surprisingly.
Yeah, actually.
But like, I think I
Sana
can chalk
all.
it up to all of us being like young dumb kids. Like, I mean, all of us realized something when we were in like 7th or 8th grade. And,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
like, for some of my friends, that was that they were pansexual. For others, it was that they were non-binary, and for me, it was that I was trans.
Mm.
And so it was difficult. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's why now, since I couldn't have that support, because I didn't know anyone who was older than me and trans. Like, I thought I was the only trans person ever. I mean, not ever, but it
Well,
just felt
yeah.
I felt really alone. So
Yeah, you had
now
no
what I
one to
try to
look
do,
up to.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
It's really
exactly.
uncommon talaga here.
Mm-hmm. Though, yeah.
So it's
After
really hard
that,
to be trans.
I
Yeah. I think if you move like to college already, you'll be able to meet a lot more people now. Because like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then there's going to be
yeah,
a really
definitely,
big diversity of people, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
meet,
yeah.
more trans also, more trans
Though,
people.
Okay.
surprisingly, like,
Mm-mm.
I won't say in my school, and I don't want to name it because they might be after me for this, but there are actually, I've met a lot of people who are gender non-conforming. Like, I've met, because I have children that I adopt. They're just
Oh,
like, they're
yes.
people in younger batches, and I treat them like my kids, and a lot of them have come to me for, diba? But yeah, a lot of them
You're
come
such
to me for
the
advice
you're such a
on my.
dad of the group.
Yes, I am. Oh my god, yes, I am. That is
I'm
my title.
actually
I'm the dad of the group. But yeah, a lot of them have come to me and they're like, "Hey, dad, is it okay for me to feel like this?" And it's usually about
Oh,
like, I don't feel like a girl. I don't feel like blah blah blah. I have one trans kid right now, and
oh, that's
I
nice.
love him with all my heart. And
yeah.
they're
Like yeah. Again, that's such a sweet sentiment. Like kasi nga, if if you don't have anybody to look up to, like be at least someone that others will look up to.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
mhm.
It was difficult because I didn't have anyone. But then, yeah, that's why I was like, okay, I don't want anybody else going through this, especially because I know how hard it is. So I'll try to be as
Mhm.
supportive as possible. And
Oh,
then,
that's
like,
Yeah.
I found my other friends who, I mean, I have a few online friends who also came out as trans, and I was like, wow, oh my god, and we call each other bros, and we're cool.
that's so
So
inspirational.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh wait, Alex, you talked about your disclosure to your friends, right? They were
Mhm.
yes,
like
yes,
pretty accepting, which is, good. But
yeah.
what about your parents, like your
Bless their
family?
souls. My parents don't know yet. So
Oh,
if they find
Oh, you're
this,
not
that's
out.
that's how I'll figure. That's how they'll figure it out. But my siblings do, and they've been very
Oh.
supportive of it.
oh,
They've told their SOs to call me by my preferred name and preferred pronouns, and
oh, I
it's been
like that.
really nice actually. Like, the atmosphere is really nice, and I think that, like, I mean, my parents, our relationship is weird, but like, they're the type of parents who are like, if I tell them that I'm trans, even if they like push back a little bit, they know that they won't be able to stop me from doing what I want. So
Yeah. Do you
I'll
think
just do it.
they'll be supportive? If you ever come out to them.
I'm not sure because how
I think your parents
I
like.
did come out to them before as bisexual, and like,
Oh.
they didn't know how to feel about it. I knew that there was a lot of, it would take them a while to accept it, and
Hmm.
now sexuality is the least of my problems. um because yeah, but like, they responded in a toned down version of a typical Filipino parent. So, like, my mom was definitely more accepting, but my dad was just like, just wait. for the future. And I was like, it's not a phase, but okay, whatever. You're gonna see that happen anyways. And then, yeah. So I don't think it would be so bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it'll be
Yes.
as bad as I'm anticipating it to be, but
Mm.
there's still a lot of fear of like, what if they disown me? What if
Yeah.
That's
blah
true.
blah blah?
Like,
But
Because coming
even
out as
if,
trans is like
like,
a whole new
yeah,
level.
yeah,
Level.
yeah,
yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
But like with whatever identity you have, like even like how much you know that your parents will be accepting, there's
Mm,
still that gonna be a lingering fear because it's been
yeah.
like, again, I'm gonna say that, like, it's been ingrained, and like heteronormativity has been ingrained in our heads since the moment we
Yep.
were born.
Yep.
So
That's
like,
so true.
even if you, no matter how progressive your parents are gonna be, there's still
Mm,
gonna be that like tiny seed of doubt in your brain that's
yeah.
saying
It's
na,
still like,
what if,
yeah.
'di
There's always gonna be that fear no matter what happens, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
part of the journey to try and overcome it and actually come out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish you good luck. I hope that your parents will,
Thank you.
accept you.
Yeah. I'm saving money whether or not they will.
Well, I mean that's a smart choice, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always like, if like starting like to earn your own money at a young age is a
Yeah.
smart choice,
always a
no
smart
matter
choice.
what the situation is.
My
So,
sister and I are trying.
whether they accept you or not, well, if they do accept you, which I believe in them. I believe your parents are, they're
Yeah. Yeah.
they're pretty, yeah. Um they're not really really against, LGBT, right? So,
Mm. I mean, at least one of them aren't.
yeah, at least
I'm sure that they'll be capable of being able to learn it,
eventually.
whether
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
not. Yeah. I mean, whether or not they'll struggle through it.
I don't know what to
Yeah.
I
say.
mean, like,
I
my
just really
mom
just wish you good luck.
has reassured me naman. Thank you.
Aw.
But my mom has
Yeah.
reassured me naman before that, like, I mean, like, she's told me this in passing that, like, she believes that a mother's love should be unconditional. So she'll love us, all
Mm-hmm.
of us as siblings, no matter what. So I
Aw.
at least have that. Now, maybe it'll take a while for them to really understand it, but they'll get there eventually.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they
Here's
will.
to hope.
On that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up our podcast.
We hope that you listeners enjoyed our episode. We did our best to provide at least a little more insight on the experiences and struggles of the trans community with the much appreciated help of our guest, Alex De Leon. Thank you once again for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
So let's do it. Okay. Once again, this is the Alphabet Zoo podcast.
Where we don't just spill the tea.
But slurp the zoo.
Yeah! This podcast was brought to you by the Alphabet Zoo, with their hosts Cole Sapiok, Bernice Ko, and Christine Cabangunay, our project manager Julian Reyes, our account manager Lyra Gloria, our creative committee Denise Ramos, Cole Sapiok, Bernice Ko, and Christine Cabangunay, and our researchers Gian Balo and Lander Estacion.